Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Tony-Ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Sup, peeps?
Welcome back, friends.
What's up? What's going
Once
on?
again, Being Friends podcast has spoke something into fruition because last week we said we might have a new pope by the time our episode dropped, and literally had a new pope by Thursday, and the episode came out on Friday.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, we'll talk about the pope, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But do you have any China today?
I have a can of Coke that says to share with a partner. I guess it's
Podcast.
appropriate because you're my podcast partner.
Yeah, exactly.
No, actually made chicken fajitas for dinner.
Mm.
And I texted my sister while I was eating, and I was like, when you get to my house, please, wherever you stop, get me a fountain soda. And she was like, what if I don't stop somewhere with a fountain? I was like, get me a soda because the heartburn is burning. So,
And she doesn't do seltzer, peeps. So,
no, can't do this. I tried it again this week. This weekend, I tried a LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Well, it was a nah for me.
Nice. Well, fine. I have wine today
Is
because
that the squishy Mets glass or just
no,
looks?
it's a I could do that with my nails. A glass wine.
Literally I hate this whole thing. I hate it.
That's like they do it on TikTok. They'll be like with your, especially with the can, they'll be like,
But it's like everything, and like everyone's doing it with everything, and I'm like, we don't need to do it with every single thing. Like, why are we doing it with everything?
I don't know. All
I
I
think
know,
that's ridiculous.
as long as I have these on, I'm gonna be doing it's they're going almost 2 weeks strong now.
That's pretty impressive for press
Isn't
on,
it?
honestly.
And like, yeah, I've had to glue one or two back on, but like nothing too unsavable. Is that the word?
Salvageable,
Yeah, exactly.
not salvageable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We've all been
So,
salvageable.
all good. And the reason I have wine is because I already had an open bottle from when Stacey and Kate came over this weekend because Kate's back. Shout out to Kate. She's back from her Hawaiian adventure.
That
Um,
does not sound like Kate is winning. No offense, Kate.
what do you mean Kate's winning? What do you
Like,
mean?
I'd rather be in Hawaii than in New
Oh
Jersey.
yeah, but like enough. She had to come home. Enough. So
Enough,
she loves her Jersey summers. She had to come back.
enough.
But yeah, so we had some wine on my couch, my freshly cleaned couch. So you know,
Yeah.
I got to finish it now. So
Like,
that was my China.
oh, I told Alec that you cleaned the couch, and he was like, okay. I was like, no, like, she
You should be
cleaned
more
the couch.
impressed.
I was like, do you realize that, like, that couch has not been deep cleaned since we bought it? And he was like, oh. Then he was impressed
He
because
got
he
it.
was like, then he understood what the big deal was.
Yeah. He probably forgot like you meant like the couch he also had.
Right. Couch that's 8 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really know if I have anything ridiculous, honestly, to talk about.
Um, I like I said to Jess before we started recording, I had something that I thought was really nice and ridiculous, and then it completely left my brain. So I don't have that.
I honestly just think that, like, our mutual ridiculous thing is how into the New York Knicks we've been, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's true. Also, though, one more ridiculous thing I could add is I got like a couple of doctor's office visits out of the way this week, and
Oh,
Jess like called me out. So I went to the eye doctor, and I it was the first time I got my LASIK surgery 6 years ago in 2019, and this is the first time I've been to the eye doctor since my surgery. So my mom kept bugging me like, you really should go get your eyes checked. I'm like, why? Like they feel fine. I still see great. Like I don't know. And she's like, oh, you're supposed to go at least once a year, like it's like a checkup. And I'm like, but I feel like the eyes are the one thing you would know if you were like having problems. It's not like your internal organs that like you may not know things are going on. Like if you can't see
right.
or like something hurts in your eye, like you would know. I mean, I guess there's like something that could like form in the back of your eye and maybe like you don't know. But like most of the time, eye problems you would know. Like if I had a big tumor in my eye, I feel like I shouldn't be able to see 2020. I don't know. That's just me.
Okay.
So bottom line is, I finally do go to the doctor, and of course he was making all the jokes like, "Oh, haven't seen you." I'm like, "Yeah, you did such a good job on my surgery. Like, I didn't have to come back to you." And he's like, "Well, you probably should have, maybe at least in 3 years, not 6 years." I'm like, I literally was considered a new patient because it's been so long that I've been gone. I was like not in their system that
I
they
would have been like, sorry, doc, a pandemic happened. Those years don't count.
Yeah. So anyway, he said my eyes were perfect. He said if he didn't do the surgery himself, he wouldn't even know that I had surgery because it healed so lovely. And I got all the tests done and I sent a snap out of my beautiful scan of my eye. And Jess was like, "You're the only person I know that would send this out to people."
Because they're so disgusting.
I mean, granted,
The
I don't
pictures
like
of your eyes are literally the most disgusting part about going to the eye doctor. Like, I don't even want to look at my own eye, and you're sending me your damn eye, and you're like, look at my lashes. I'm like,
Oh yeah, my lashes are showing in it. Because I forgot I was going when I put my makeup on in the morning, so I like had mascara on, and I was like, oh. But either way, my lashes are long. So like,
either way, I was like, who sends the internal photograph of their eye?
yeah, it was like weird to have like all the
And it's
vein
no
and
one
then just like my mascara.
besides you, because everybody's grossed out by that picture
I
except for
mean,
you.
like, I don't know. I just feel like if your doctor tells you you have perfect eyes, like I feel like it
No,
should.
I would take a picture of like myself and be like, still got that 20/20 vision, like something like that. Not the literal inside pink, red, translucent of your eyeball with your eyelashes
Whatever. You know what? Fine. Note to self: don't put Jess on the Snapchat list next time.
of
I
your
have a new
eyeball. No, thank
doctor experience.
no, thank you. I will say it's ridiculous that they made you wait that long.
Yeah, I did. I had to ping my boss because I told him he was like, "Yeah, no, go to your doctor." Like, no problem. And then I was supposed to have the appointment was at 10:30, and I said to my parents before I left, I was like, "Do you think I'll be home by 11:30?" And my dad was like, you probably won't even get into the exam room until like 11:15." And I'm like, "No, that's crazy. Like, no way."
Yeah,
He
that's
actually was
long,
almost exactly right. Like, I think I went to the exam room like 11:10, and I had an 11:30 meeting.
but
And
that's why.
so I had to like message as I'm sitting in the exam chair waiting after I did all the tests and I'm waiting for the doctor to come back to like tell me the results of the tests. Like I'm messaging my boss on Teams going like, ugh, I'm like still at the doctor. Like I'm probably gonna be late till 11:30. And he's like, no problem, like whatever. And then I get out and back into my car at like 11:38. So luckily I was like in and out once the doctor came in. So like that was good.
Right.
And then I like pulled in. I mean, I didn't tell my boss what kind of doctor I was going to. I just said I had a doctor's appointment. And
Right.
so I joined and he was like shocked because he was like wrapping up the convo. And then like I joined and he kind of had to probably start all over again. But he was like, oh, good, you joined. I'm like, yeah. As I'm like sitting in the parking lot with my eyes like half dilated, I'm like, yeah, all good.
Oh man.
What's
Oh
up?
man.
So yeah, all good.
Um, well, actually, one of the notes that you wrote, like I could talk about it being ridiculous because you just wrote a note about something and I saw a video. It was a reel. I shared it to my story and it was these college kids and it was like, I'd like to thank John Julio, 1942, for
Yeah.
getting me through the last 4 years. And then it was a second kid and it was like what it retails for. Then it was the second kid. And it was like, I would like to thank Casa Azul. And then he like rings the bell. He's like, for getting me through the last 4 years. And then again, it shows the retail price of this bottle. And I'm like, what?
Mhm.
First of all, did you buy that bottle for the whole year? Because, like, if you bought the bottle for the whole year, okay, financially speaking, that probably costs the same amount as, like, the bottle of Smirnoff that, like, but, like, we would get, like, these kids are not understanding the hardships of drinking boxed wine, Smirnoff. They'll never know what it's like to drink a Four Loko.
No.
Do they even
Especially
make
those
those anymore?
OG
Well,
old
even if they
ones.
make them, they're not what they were when we
Yeah,
were.
they're not the OG ones. Those ones kill
Right.
people.
Like that was like when my mom was calling and was like, please tell me you're not drinking these at college because they're on the news every other day.
Sorry,
It's
mom.
like,
We were.
sorry, mom, I am.
Yeah, they
And
taste
then
so disgusting too.
the disgusting $5 bottle of like Moscato. Like
Ugh.
you need to drink these things to become a better human.
Yeah, I
I'm
have to
sorry.
think that
You
those
should.
people that said they drank Casa Azul in college are lying. They're those people that have the empty bottle, like that somebody was throwing out and they like put it up on their shelf all semester. Like that's kind of what I
Yeah,
picture.
I didn't even know what Casa Azul was until I was like
I
25.
was just gonna say I didn't even know about it until my 20, like my late 20s. And I've
Yeah,
still to this day never had it.
let's be real. One, everyone was drinking the cheapest shit you could find.
You say Cuervo,
Malibu, Smirnoff, Burnett's. Like,
UV.
oh my God. Yeah, the UV lemonade. We were really on a kick for that for a while. That was too much. Um, like, what are we doing?
We were drinking Everclear.
Oh, I could throw up thinking about the shit that we drank. And these kids are like, Don Julio. I didn't have my first shot of Don Julio until I was like graduated.
And I was gonna say that was probably like in your like business where you didn't have to pay for it. It was like in the bar at the bar.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I would have figured. Like it's not even
Right.
that you just
I
got
have never ordered a shot of Don Julio or
yeah.
bought a bottle of Don Julio. Um, the most expensive tequila I've probably ever bought is like Casamigos, and I
I was
love
gonna say that's the
Casamigos.
most expensive tequila I've ever gone for.
Right, like, and which is fine, but like, I'm sorry, it's not for me.
No,
And if you're 20 years old, if you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you should not be drinking the finer things in life. You need to walk before you can run.
I agree. I agree.
SoCo Lime, oh my God, could you imagine drinking Southern Comfort now?
Honestly, Soko Lime slapped. I like really did like that as
Well,
a
I think they also were like okay because we weren't taking like full shots of it. Like they were like
yeah,
the little shooters, and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
were they worth the $2? 100%.
Yeah, please. Those things are so cheap.
Right. Like you literally would pregame with the shit alcohol and then get to the bar, buy 10 shots. We spent $10 at the bar.
Ugh,
The
ugh,
days,
the
the days
days,
of that.
man. Beat the clock. I just showed somebody a picture of that the other day.
Oh, the one where we made a pyramid on the table and then we went to
Oh, I know where I saw it. It
and
was
then
that
we went
exact
to
picture. Applebee's.
Applebee's by
Obvious.
10 p.m. literally for half price taps after.
Yep, we went to beat the clock, and yes, we made the pyramid of drinks on the table. And
Yeah.
my one of my coworkers, when I left my last job, my coworkers found that like on my Facebook, I guess, and like put it on my goodbye slideshow about like,
The other funny thing is that wasn't even like while we were in school. Like it was the week before school started.
yes, we all got there early. I remember that vividly. I don't remember much, but I do remember that.
Yes, you came because I was already in my room because of RA training, and you were like,
Yeah,
"Cool, I'm gonna come up." I was
yeah, I
like,
moved
"Okay,
in
let's go."
early. That
Yeah,
was fun.
wild. That's hilarious that they found that picture. But anyway, this relates to what Tony Ann wrote because Tony Ann, go ahead, spread some good
Yeah,
news.
so I
Is it good?
just
Is it good news? I don't know.
I don't
It's
know if
news.
it's good news for like college kids, I guess. So now Franzia, which was my, go-to wine in college, you buy the I don't I wonder how much a Franzia box is nowadays. In college, the box was like $10, which is like
Like
30 glasses of wine.
it's still under like $20 probably.
Okay, yeah, because
Okay, but let's be real. You could get the Bada box. It's $20 and it's so much better than Franzia. So
it's not as big though. Per
are you
volume,
sure?
I don't think it evens out.
Because you get 4 bottles of wine in the box, in the Bada box.
I feel like the Franzias were like 6
All
bottles.
right, we'll have to look into this.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep
Either
going.
way, in college, the Sunset Blush was my jam. We're not going to think about the time where I drank almost an entire box of Sunset Blush and cried my eyes out. I had a mental breakdown because I was a very bad wine drunk in college.
As you should though, because you're in college.
Yeah. So I literally, there's a photo of me that was framed of me laying on the floor as the nozzle of Franzia is being poured into my mouth that night.
I believe that was in my room.
It was in your room. And so anyway, Franzia now has spiked lemonade and like spiked iced teas and stuff like that. And it is crazy because slapping the bag is coming back. Like
It should have never left.
what
One,
goes around
two,
comes around.
two. When I'm not pregnant, I think we might have to try these on air.
I think we should.
Okay, we'll do a
Well,
taste test.
I already said I need to go back to buying a box because I do like a glass of wine every once in a while, but I hate opening bottles. And I did
It's
it
good
once
stuff.
and it worked great, and then I never did it again. But yeah, I do think we have to try the spiked stuff.
All right, put it on the docket for when I'm not pregnant.
Because basically, that was the last thing I saw on TikTok, and that's why I added it. Now I'm not gonna be able to find it. But basically, this leads into my next topic. The newest trend, I guess you could say on social media, the newest meme is like things that are like coming back that were like really popular like 20 years ago. And now like the meme is like like it's a recession indicator. Because like these
I
were all
was wondering where you were
yeah,
going with
because these
this
were
on
all the
this.
things that were popular in like 2005 to 2009-ish. 2005,
Okay,
2010.
but Franzia was also like my parents had Franzia at every single barbecue. Like Franzia was a thing in the 90s too.
No, but it just goes with the meme
It's
that
just like the meme. Okay, I
yeah,
get it.
like
Sorry.
millennials are realizing that now, like Franzi is making a comeback, and they're like slapping the bag coming back is a true recession indicator. And then I saw another one that was Calvin
You got to
Harris.
be frugal. You got to be
Calvin
frugal.
Harris is making new music again. And it's like
That's
the
funny.
good old like summer music. And so somebody else is like, it's a recession indicator. Like somebody defrosted Calvin Harris. Like
I
it's
love that.
and like there was another one I saw that I couldn't remember. Um that's why this is I think what I forgot to do when I was looking in the note. I wanted to like look up more like recession indicators because I just found them so funny. I think
This
it's
is
like
so
the
funny.
millennials are doing this trend because it's like all the stuff of like our like high school and college years, and now like the Gen Z is like cultural appropriating us to like make it popular again. I don't know if you could
No,
use
I think it's so funny. This is hilarious.
I don't know if you could use that term for generations, but I feel like it's accurate. Um,
I like it.
Everything that's old is new again, like the clothes. Like I went
The
into
bell bottom.
Hollister the other day.
Wait, they have lights in Hollister. Let's talk about that.
First of all,
And
my mom was
Abercrombie.
like,
You can see where you're
yeah.
going.
I was trying to explain to me, my mom, and Yanni went to the mall the other day, and Yanni is she's younger than us, so like I could never really like she's still a millennial technically, but like a very like a young millennial, right? So I never know like what generation if she missed the generation of my things or like whatever. So we're walking through the mall. And I'm like, oh my God, Hollister. My mom's like, oh God, that place. And I'm like, no, Yanni, look, you see that store? And like it still had like palm tree stuff like
Right. Like
in
it
the
still
window.
looks
But like I'm like,
California, but
that store used to be pitch black. It was like a rainforest. You couldn't walk through that place without getting whacked in the face with a palm tree. Like could not see anything. The music was blasting. The whole wall was just the surf cam that you knew
I
wasn't
loved it.
live.
I
You knew
literally,
it wasn't live.
it wasn't live, no, because it would just play on loop. It was the same guy fucking surfing every 5 seconds.
So
What?
she was just like, oh, and then we went in, and my mom's like, I hate this story, I hate this story. I go, Mom, but look, it's not like this anymore. But she's like, she has PTSD. She's like traumatized. She's like, from all the years you made me go in there, and I hated it. I'm like, fine. Abercrombie's not around anymore. I wonder what Abercrombie would be like.
Wait, what do you mean Abercrombie's
Well,
not
the
around?
Staten Island Mall doesn't have an Abercrombie.
Oh, I have an Abercrombie. Abercrombie's
Oh,
fantastic. Their clothes are A plus.
wow. Who knew?
No, literally under new management, it's fantastic. I follow an influencer, and her husband always joke, and they're like, when things make a comeback, they're under new management. When they come back better, so like Abercrombie like had a comeback, and they're like, it's under new management. And then like they were talking about something with Domino's, and they were like, Domino's is under new management.
Yes.
It's
Like,
so
that's
funny.
true.
But like I'm like, no, it's like a funny, like it's like the recession indicators. It's like, oh, this is coming back. It's under new management.
It's true. Also, we've determined by walking through the mall that Shein has ruined shopping for me because you walk into a store and like you want like you see a cute shirt and you're like, "Oh, like," and you check the price and you shop on Shein. So like you look at the shirt and you're like, "Okay, like 12 bucks." And the shirt is like $60 and I'm like, "For this t-shirt? Are we on crack?"
Okay, well, let's be real. The quality of Shein clothes is not fantastic.
Okay, but it's not that much better than let's say like where was I shopping when I said this? I think we were in H&M. And there's like
Oh yeah, no, it's
a
not that much
shirt
better than
for
H&M.
like $60 that I could have sworn I saw on Shein for like
Why
what?
is H&M $60?
Right?
No, yeah, that's just insane. One.
Yeah.
Two, like if that was a shirt in Abercrombie, like obviously you know that it was better made than Shein. So
Like the same shirt. And then I went to Express and there was a shirt that I actually took a
no,
picture.
Express is out of control.
Yeah, because
Out
I
of
took a
control.
picture of a shirt to prove to myself that I wasn't bugging. It was, I think, the same exact shirt. Like, I think they just changed the tag out, no joke, as Old Navy. And they were charging at Old Navy probably like $15 for the shirt. And at Express, it was like close to 60 again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were like under sort of like the same
And
umbrella.
they're all made in China or one of those Asian countries. It's not like it's made in the USA. It's not like,
No, but Express has been like insane
oh,
for like the last
God.
like I think Express prices, I think they got killed during COVID because nobody was buying business clothes anymore. That all of their prices that were already high, like just went even higher because they're trying to make back margins that they're never going to make back because nobody wants your stuff for 300. Nobody wants $200 pants.
So then I don't get why they would raise the prices because they're not making money.
Right. No, I agree with you. I don't understand, but I'm just saying this is the only logic I could.
I know. So I guess even with the tariffs, although the tariffs were slashed back down, so we might be saved, but the tariffs are still, you could mark them up and they'll still be cheaper than these stores.
Yeah.
So Old
I don't
Navy
know.
and Shein, I gotta stick with. I wore these beautiful work pants today from Shein to work. I got so many compliments on them. They didn't know that those pants were $16. $16 for those work pants. When
I used to
at
get work
Old
pants for
Navy,
$16 in Forever 21 all the time.
yeah,
RIP
well,
Forever 21.
and like I said, like Old Navy, like you could get a sale, maybe the pants for like 20,
Right.
$25, like
Right.
whatever.
But Old Navy's not bad quality because they're owned by the
Oh,
same people as Banana
yeah.
Republic and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
I think Old Navy's like good quality.
right.
Said somebody who only shops like really at Old Navy. But then I went into American Eagle to get jeans because I really do love their jeans. But like I always get their jeans on sale. So like I feel like they're worth it. Like
Right. But like
yeah,
jeans are like if you don't get good jeans, they like rip in the curl. Like
yeah,
when your legs as soon as they touch, they're like balling.
yeah,
They're like ripping. It's annoying. Like there's
yeah.
some
Like
things that you
I
shouldn't
can't
have
get
to spend
jeans at
money on.
yeah, I can't.
Like
That's
no, because but even like you go into Shein saying like, okay, if I get one season out of this, I don't care because it's so cheap. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
all my maternity clothes from them are like, oh my God, I'm like, these are not in good condition. I understand why they were $6 now.
yeah.
But again, it is what it is. Anyway. All right.
Shopping, and that was the
Um,
indicators.
hold on. All right. Well, anyway, back to how we predict the future. We have a new pope.
New Pope, new Pope. I
Wait, I
need
can't.
an American, yo.
Shocked. Still shocked.
Stop.
Still shocked. Pope Twitter was beyond amazing. I screenshot some, don't worry, to talk about. But I just think it's so funny that like we said it, whatever, and then it happened. One, two, shocked. It is an American still, like I said. But I don't know if this is a me thing. It's probably a me thing. It's quite ridiculous, actually. But I can't look at like the Vatican, like St. Peter's Square, and not think of the Volta.
It's so true.
Like when all of the Cardinals were like in their red on the balconies, I'm like, is it Twilight? Is it new moon? It's
What
new
is
moon.
Edward? It's time to glitter. It's time to glisten.
No, but like every time, like every single, not just during the conclave though, like every time something happens in St. Peter's Square, I'm like, this really was like, if Stephanie Meyer had a vision and this was it, and like it stuck with me.
But there is like I forget like what specific town in Italy is where they filmed like the scene with her like running across the fountain and shit.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I
so
always
dramatic. That's
once in a blue moon like see a video on TikTok of like somebody visiting that town and like reenacting it, and I die every time. Every time.
but like
Like the
it
big door
literally
he's behind and like everything.
the whole thing, the alleyway,
I know.
just the entire thing. And I'm like, this is it. This is somebody becoming like I know that we're not becoming vampires, but it feels like The newest vampire is
Sir something something.
wild. Anyway, he's not a Cubs fan. He's White Sox fan. He
Yes.
is from Chicago. I am thoroughly enjoying his brothers embarrassing him
Oh
and
my
like
God, it's
telling all of
great.
his child. One, two, I think it was hilarious because this is a funny story about me actually. But they were saying how like they used to want him to play stuff and he was like, no, let me give you communion. And like he used to like play priest. But I've been told that me and Lewis used to play Jesus Christ on the Cross on Palm Sunday.
What?
This is literally been told this by my aunt. She's like, no, the one like we used to tell my uncle that we were playing Jesus Christ on the cross. I
So
don't
you
really know what
stand like that up against them?
I'm not really sure what this game entailed because I have zero recollection of it, but I've been told that. And that when his brothers are saying that he used to play priest, I'm like, but did you play Jesus Christ on the cross? No.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And also tracks with your family. I actually see that 100%. I just wish there was video proof of it.
Of me and Lewis playing this the same.
Hmm.
Because it would be so cringy, but hilarious.
But I know for a fact that happened. Like I believe your aunt.
No,
100%.
I do too. That's why I'm telling the story because that 100% happened. Anyway, um, so yeah, but
It's just
any
great that not only is he an American Pope, so you already have like the American shameless culture like on social media, but this is like the first Pope, I mean, post-COVID social media age where like the memes are aplenty. There's no joke that's like too far.
like it's
So the
so
internet
funny.
just doesn't care. They go
No, but they're like
crazy.
not even like inappropriate. They're just like
Oh,
factual. Like the first one, sorry, you're telling me that the Pope's alma mater has won multiple NCAA championships? Like, that's hilarious.
yeah.
Hilarious.
Somebody said that on one of my calls today at work. One of my VPs, he's a Villanova alum, and he's like, I know we're not supposed to get super religious on our business calls here, but can I just shout out the Pope? He's an alum like me, and it's like
Wait, this
it's a
one's
big
hilarious
deal.
too. This was a political one, but it still is hilarious. It's just breaking several hundred new papal ballots down in Maricopa County.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It says the blood of Christ is about to be a goose IPA.
Oh my God, it's a good thing you said that because I was just thinking that I saw that this week too. As a good icebreaker, like if you're
I
around
saw
like
that also.
the
We could
girl
talk
that said
about
the icebreaker, it's like, what
hmm
is your body and blood?
body and blood of Christ. Yes.
What would it be? What would yours be?
My body would 100% be a french fry or some form of potato. Like, let's
Mhm.
be real.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
As for a drink, I'd probably say margarita.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
What would yours be?
I'm basic. Like I feel like espresso martini was my first thing to say. But again, maybe it would be a spicy margarita with tahini on it. That might be the blood.
Like a
And
tahini jelly ring would be your freaking body.
no, the body would be like a cookies and cream ice cream pop or something.
Mm,
Something ice cream. Or like a chip witch.
okay. Okay.
Mm.
I could get on board with
But
that.
my body
This
needs to
one,
be kept on ice.
this one also, I just want to point out every single tweet that I'm reading was retweeted by the same friend of mine. Um, then it says, nice that we have a Pope who also had to wait in line at the DMV for a real ID.
I made that joke on TikTok and I'm going comment famous. Oh my God. Somebody, you know the guy that I reposted on my Insta story, that the guy that like rants in the street all the time and he was like saying like he probably has student loan debt, like all this shit. I commented on that TikTok because somebody was like, now he's gonna have the same problem that all married women have where his name doesn't match his birth certificate. Like, how is he gonna get a passport or something like that? And I commented like, but does he have a real ID?
Real
No
ID.
question. And so many people have liked it and commented on it, and I
The
feel
Pope,
so
he
great.
doesn't need a passport. Everybody knows who he is. Um, they're just so funny. Um, Another one that I didn't screen record, but my cousin sent it was like, how much do you think you have to pay the Vatican to hold your gender reveal in the conclave chimney? And I was like,
A
no, but
lot.
actually, if I had a working chimney, I think that I would, in honor of the conclave, go find out what I'm having tomorrow and just like start blowing smoke out of it.
Well, good news. I have an Amazon Prime login finally, so I will be watching Conclave this
Finally.
week.
Oh,
Even though now the hype is like kind of over,
no,
but
but I still want to watch the movie. I heard, like, I feel like we still have to watch it. Like, it's the year of the conclave. You have a year to watch it. But
it's
yeah,
also
so
just now that I mean, I know he's like an older man, but now that like he's like kind of like our parents' age, maybe a little older, like he's a guy that's like lived a full life up until now. So you get all the people on social media that like know him personally and like,
right. Like, I think that's the weird part is that
yeah,
like it's just so bizarre that like people know him. Like,
right. Like I sent you the one of the girl that found out like her mom used to hook up with him like in college or
right, but like
something.
also like then did you see that also that she was like, my dad made me add allegedly to this?
Oh, allegedly, of course. But
Yeah.
what does it matter? It's not like he wasn't a priest back then. He was just like a college student.
Right, yeah, like I wonder like when the rules applied, like just when you take your
You
oath,
you can't
like
like you don't have to be celibate your whole life to be a pope just from whenever you take like the vows.
yeah, I guess.
Like obviously they don't expect you to like be born and just never have sex and then decide to be a pope and decide to be a priest. I feel like that would eliminate most of the population.
Well, yeah, it would.
So he was a
I don't
normal
know.
guy
I'm
up
just
until that.
saying, like, I'm just wondering, like, is this gonna like put a bad omen on the man for some reason?
And I just love like even people in his family that like live in Chicago. Like he has like nieces and nephews and shit. And like they're
Hilarious.
just gonna be like, oh, where did you oh, I have
But like,
my uncle lives in Italy. And they're gonna be like, oh, what does
right.
he do?
Who's
He's
your
the
uncle?
Pope.
The Pope. Like, it's just so yeah, it's weird. Like,
Now do they
imagine
call
like
him
you wake
Uncle
up,
Rob or do they call him Uncle Leo? What do they call him?
I don't know.
You know?
But also, like, it's imagine like you wake up and your brother's the Pope. Like,
That's why he's on the news. He can't get enough, this guy.
so crazy.
And of
I know
course he's
both
in
of them.
Florida, like
Both of
sitting
the brothers
outside his
are
phone.
so funny though. They're like,
Yeah,
what?
I
What?
know. But they're telling like nice, like harmless stories. Like they're not like shit talk.
Right. Like, no, they're being like, we knew this was like, we didn't
Yeah,
really think that it was gonna happen, but like,
yeah, I
we
know.
would make fun of him that he was gonna be the Pope.
I love the one guy. He's like, now, like, how does that work? Do I go to hell because I made fun of the Pope because I bullied the Pope growing up? Like, how does that work?
Ain't looking good for you, bro.
It's so funny.
That's for sure. But he went to Villanova.
Hmm.
And you know what? Let me tell you, my family group chat was going crazy because my brother and my dad think that like the Knicks have a direct line to God now.
I mean, if you watched last night's game, I believe it. Jalen Brunson has the Holy Spirit in his veins right now. I don't know what's going on. From a new
Literally.
basketball fan, I have expert knowledge on this.
We're big Knicks people now. We're big Knicks fans.
We just texted each other last
We're
night.
the
Like,
biggest Knicks
look at
fans there's
our
ever
Knicks
been.
winning. Look at our Knicks winning. What a great day to be a Knicks fan. I'm dead.
Well,
I
we
also looked
very
up on
much
Kick.
understand that you all probably hate us,
Yeah.
but
Listen, we're those people that are the bandwagoners. We know that, and it
I
is.
just want to say that my first screen name ever was JD Knicks 99, so don't come at me.
No, like I'm pretty sure when I was younger, I went to Knicks games. Like I don't. I just was never
But
like.
was it your screen name
No, it was not.
on AOL
Tony
Kids?
Hoops. Tony Hoops was my first screen name, so it was basketball related.
I actually like how we both have basketball related screen names. Meanwhile, we are terrible at basketball.
I think that's just because that's like the first
Personally,
sport you
I am
played.
really bad at basketball.
I was not great. I was not great. There's a reason why I quit in high school, and it's because I was riding the bench. So yeah. And the only game I got into my freshman year, I got taken out quite swiftly because I lost my shoe in the middle of the court.
That is very on par.
I
So
was
on
so
brand.
embarrassed.
I
Um,
can't.
yeah,
Oh
so
my God,
go
that's
Knicks.
so funny.
Out of curiosity, I know everyone's been saying how absolutely insane the ticket prices are, but I just went out of curiosity on TickPick, and the next game starts at like $850, and
Yeah, it's
the
insane.
next series, like the conference finals, are starting at like $2,000.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. That's insane.
Like, whoa.
Basketball's expensive, like, I feel like to begin with, and
I
then
guess because there's not as many games and there's not as many
yeah, maybe.
seats. It's a small, the arena
It's
only.
also the garden. Like, so
Yeah.
garden's expensive also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Also it was very funny though, like the news headlines when they were coming back for game 3, and it was like tonight's game's at the real Garden because
Yeah.
like the TD Garden, all the
Yeah.
Massachusetts people are like Garden. Like, no, your garden is not Garden.
I love I see online everybody's like, so you're telling me that the Knicks might have a chance to clinch and the Mets are playing the Yankees this weekend. Who allowed this all to happen in New York on the
Oh
same
my God, I didn't
weekend?
even think of that. Good
And I mean,
Lord.
granted, though, Subway Series isn't as wild as it used to be, but it is like it's renewed a little bit since like Juan Soto like switched sides. Like I feel like it is gonna be pretty hype.
Oh, I just hope that he like really does well this weekend because if he doesn't, we'll never hear the end of it.
I know.
Even though he's been doing just fine these last few weeks.
Oh, he hasn't been. He was like 1 for 18 this last series.
I don't even care. He's doing
I
just
mean,
fine in my
last night
book.
he got on when it counted, and I think he got a couple
Yeah,
of
but
hits.
he's hit a couple homers. Like he's like getting comfortable, you
Whatever.
know?
I
Like,
got yelled at for being too mean, which you know I'm not. I mean, I'm a mean person. But I was in the office today and I was talking to this one guy who's also a Mets fan. And he was, we were talking about the weekend coming up. And he was like, oh, yeah, I just hope Juan Soto like does decent because, like, like to shove it in their faces. And I was like, yeah, he's just really not been doing great, but at least we're still winning. But like, oh, like I really wish he would just wake up. And some guy that I haven't met yet, so I already felt awkward, came out of left field and goes, if you're talking about the Mets, you better only be talking good things. I don't want to hear this negativity. And I'm like, sir, you don't even understand. I'm usually that person
do you
saying,
know who I am, sir?
sir, you don't know who I am. He doesn't. He doesn't know
Right.
who I am. I'm like, I understand. That's exactly how I feel all the time. But
Right. No, but
yeah,
listen, am I saying that he's doing fantastic? No, by no means. But the bat has become a little more alive from the beginning of the year. And I just want him to pop off this weekend. Maybe he just needs the energy
he's
this
doing
weekend.
okay enough. I will say it made me a little sad. And I'm not gonna harp on this, but he definitely like has been a little like his energy just has not been there. And I don't know if it's because he's not doing that great or is he not meshing with the rest of the team?
No, I think that it probably has to do with him not doing great because I feel like when he does good, like you could tell that his demeanor like changes
Yeah.
and then he has like a good game. But I think that like there's got to be a lot of pressure being like, hi, I'm the highest paid person in baseball. I just made a whole
Yeah.
stink about what team I was going to play for.
Yeah.
And now I'm not performing how I wanted to, you know?
He's gonna get the Yankees fans are gonna like eviscerate him this weekend.
Right. But
Absolutely kill him.
let's be real. When he was on the
Maybe he needs
Nationals,
that though, because
but when he
the
was
Mets
on the
fans have not.
Nationals, he did not get any. He was very hated by the Mets fans
That's
when he was
true.
on the
But
Nationals.
by nature, Mets fans are not as mean as Yankees fans. So like I'm wondering if this is gonna make him rise and do well because like as average as he's been doing so far this series, the Mets fans have not been booing him at all yet. And
I don't like when we boo our own
I don't
players.
like that either, but I'm just saying like the Yankees fans would have booed him in the second week with the way he's
Oh
performed.
yeah, I
So
know.
like them like attacking him this weekend might actually like add some.
That's like when John Carlos Stanton or whatever. Like, remember when he sucked in the regular season? They were all like, "You suck," blah blah blah. But then all of a sudden, he was like their savior in
Yeah,
the postseason last year.
it's the only guy that did shit. It's not like Aaron
Right.
Judge did anything. um, yeah, I like Aaron Judge too. But he's just a joke artist. Anyway, yeah. So exciting coming up, but go Knicks. And
Also, Brett Beatty, we spoke into his
yeah,
existence. Brett Beatty doing good this
yeah.
week.
Like you're
Like,
welcome, Brett.
yeah, you're so welcome, Brett.
You should go
Because
bowling with your girlfriend more often.
100%, this man has been going off. He's taking advantage finally of like when he gets like situational hittings, like at bats and like just like put in the game late in the game. Like he has been killing it this week and further solidifies that if the trade deadline comes and we need to make moves to get a pitcher, I'm sorry, Jeff McNeil, you gotta go.
Oh, Jeff McNeil. But Jeff McNeil has been doing good.
No.
We just
Well,
don't
he's not helping his
we
case.
just
But
don't like
like,
his energy.
no, I just think I'm like over him.
I
Like, you know what I
know.
mean?
I know. Sorry, Jeff. It's the way the
Sorry,
cookie
Jeff.
crumbles sometimes. By the way, during the filming of this podcast, I've ripped off 2 nails, so we need to redo.
During the filming of this podcast, I've literally been falling asleep. Uh,
What else do we have to talk about?
I don't know. I think that was it. I think we were ending with the orange and blue on both ends of the spectrum because,
Orange.
we're Knicks fans now.
Blue.
Are you going to go
Woo-hoo.
out and watch the game on Wednesday?
Wait, so I misinterpret when the game is? I don't think it's Wednesday.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, it is tomorrow? It's Wednesday?
I think so.
Okay, because I thought that basketball had more than a day in between. I thought that they like took longer to
No, I think when they travel, they have two. Because
Oh,
there
so
was
they are
2 days.
playing tomorrow night. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock. I'm not going to the city tomorrow, so
Mhm.
I am going to. I mean, they're away anyway, but like they have like the watch party outside and stuff. And I was thinking of
Oh, they are away? I thought they were still at MSG.
no, because it goes like it's 2-2, then like 1-1-1.
Oh, I thought it was two,
In
three,
between
two.
five. So two, there was two in
I
Boston.
know. I thought it was
Here.
two at TD Garden, three at the Garden, two at TD Garden.
Oh, no, they're back in Boston. So it must be
Hmm.
what I said. 2-2, 1-1-1. Which is annoying. I mean, luckily Boston's not that far to travel, but like
Right,
still.
but that would be so annoying if you
Yeah.
were.
I wonder if they're going in and out of Newark. Also, side note, like I said, we're not really basketball fans, but now we're gonna pretend we are. Shout that guy on the Celtics that tore his
Oh,
Achilles
that was
out,
so
and
painful.
he was their best player. That was like rough.
Yeah, no,
Obviously
that
good for the Knicks, but like that was rough.
no, but like also though, like it's annoying when like the best player on the team that you're getting hurt, like because then like even if you win, people are like, well, their best player was out.
I mean, granted, if that guy stayed in the game, that game would have been a
But you
lot.
know what's really annoying when your best player is out and you have a really shitty season. No one cares that your best player's out when you're like, well, we suck because our best player's out.
That's true.
But but
Stand it.
like when you lose and like because a very unfortunate injury happens like later in the season,
Mhm.
oh well, if that person did get hurt, you wouldn't have won. Like you can't have it both ways.
I agree. Special
You
shout
can.
out to Timmy Chalamet. He has finally reached both of our radars as a man who may just be more than a boy. And we salute you. That's all I have to say about him.
I know the memes of him and Kylie are hilarious also because Z100 posted like it was like a whole carousel of things and it was like on Timothy Chalamet it was like it just said like a random thing and then it was like me and it's
Yeah.
literally
Because she's like
Kylie
staring at him lovingly,
staring
but
at
he's
him.
like watching the game intensely.
I know, but we did both have like a realization that we were like, oh, like they aren't that like awkward
Yeah.
together, like because
Honestly,
if
ever since I saw him, uh, what was he in? He had some kind of interview that went viral on social media like a couple of months ago about sports. And like I was like, I didn't know he balled like that. Like all of a sudden, like I was like, Timmy boy. Like what? Okay. Then he hosted
yeah,
us
I don't think I
funny
realized that he
really
was
for
such a huge
15.
Knicks fan until they were like, Kylie's at the Met Gala and Timothy Chalamet is watching the Knicks.
Yeah. And then Kendall was there. And I said to Jess, I was curious if she had any run-in with Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny was also there. But Bad Bunny was sitting with Susie from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Very random matchup.
I don't know, but
I was going on
Spike
there.
Spike Lee is hilarious to watch in the crowd.
He's like a little much though. Like honestly, he's a little bit of a pick me girl when it comes to the Knicks. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But I feel like it's
He's
part of
like
his
he's
personality.
Marlins man for the Knicks. And I think that's a very on point metaphor.
Yeah, but Marlins man doesn't belong at Mets game because he's not even a Mets fan. At least he's a Knicks fan. Like Marlins man is literally like, let me sit here in my Marlins
Spike
shirt and not
Lee
even look like I'm
is
enjoying myself. Spike Lee is like involved. He's
Spike.
enjoying himself.
You want me to really ruin it for you?
What?
Spike Lee is you know who of the Mets fandom.
Oh, don't even. Wait. Also,
Think about that for a second.
no, I don't wanna.
You
There
can't name
was
them.
Ben Stiller, I think it was Ben Stiller on his podcast. He was like complaining to Jalen Brunson because apparently Jalen Brunson is like obsessed with Law and Order SVU and Mariska Hargitay.
As you
Her,
should be.
thank you. I can never say her last name, but anyway,
Hard to J. Hard to
she apparently gets hugs like after every single game, whether they win or lose. And Josh Hart is like, I've seen you not hug your wife after a loss. Like what? And Ben's like, what do we have to do to be uh as lucky as Mariska to get hugs from you all the time.
Gotta be in Law and Order SVU for 25 years.
No, literally, like my brother said that, like, apparently, I guess when his dad played, she was like, he had met her through his dad,
Okay.
and then he was obsessed with Law and Order, so he was like, what do you mean?
Wow.
And, like, now she's always at the games.
That's insane to think how long she's been doing SVU, that like she was still Olivia Benson like when his dad was playing.
Right, but like that's our entire lives. Like she's been
Wow.
Olivia Benson for almost our entire lives since we're 5 years old. And he's like around the same age as us. He's younger than us.
He was like sitting next to her like courtside, like, and that's why he hugs her. That's such a cute story.
I know, it is cute because then my brother told me about it and then I saw the clip of it and I was laughing at Josh Hart being like, bro, you don't hug your wife after losses.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good ending story. I didn't know that. See, as a new huge Knicks fan, that was heartwarming to hear.
I cannot. Anywho, that's all we have.
The
for
sports
today.
gods are going to be like, bitches, you want to be this invested in basketball? The Mets are about to tank all of June.
I know. Well, I told you if Cardinal Dolan would have walked out onto that, like, onto that platform and they were like, here is the new Pope, I would have been like, we're going to the World Series. It's happening.
What? Do we even know if he's a Mets fan?
No, but the power of New York would have been coming through.
That's true.
Oh, it would have been a Subway Series. That would have been hell, not heavenly.
A Subway Series.
Because then both of the New York teams would have wound up making it because he was the Pope.
Well, that's why I asked which one he was a fan of, because if he's a Yankees fan, then I didn't want him there.
Can you be Irish and be a Yankee fan? Like, is that allowed?
I'm not the expert on this matter.
No, I know, but I just feel like there's a lot of Irish Mets fans.
Yeah, but there's probably just
actually, what the fuck am I talking about? Like half of my
Where did you get that statistic from?
Just thinking.
I feel like
my mom's Irish side of the family. Well, most of them are Mets fans, but
okay, your family is a very small sample size. Like I would say, 85%.
They literally had 3 dogs named Munster, Mercer, and Mattingly.
Also, like 85% of New York is Irish, so like you can't really like go based on.
All right, we gotta go. We're getting to
Lulu. Peace out. Go New York. Go New York. Go. That's what Knicks fans say.
Thanks for being our friend.
Thanks for being our friend. Bye. How do I stop? I keep going.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.